Get out of the way.
Welcome back once again to Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy. As always, sitting here dodging the tempest from the other side. Yeah, my life's a little different. Constantly a showdown with demons here. Look, I can see one right now at my fucking window. Will he kill for me or try to kill me? Who could fucking tell? There have always been threats of romance from these demons, so it's always a showdown when they're around to see what's coming next. You could call it a Jesus crisis, but that midnight runner of a bitter fuck hasn't been around these parts in a long time since he ran out of pills. Fuck. Anyway, about that, let me introduce my damn co-host. He's ready to do a mute. He's ready to do a mutiny on my ass for all these long ass intros, I know. But he just sits there drinking his blood honey, worshipping Satan. He lives in a constant state of heaven upside down and has propane nightmares every night of his life. He reads the hate comments of Maniacal Music Musings on the web and just responds to the scum of this earth saying, "We know where you fucking live." CJ the Music God playing everybody.
Hey, yo. I am
And
here. I'm alive.
And that's right, folks. We are back once again. Sorry we missed last week, but we're making up that tomorrow night, so there you go. But we have a great guest tonight that I can't wait to introduce. We are being joined by Curtis Harris of RoundtableRejects. What the hell is RoundtableRejects, you may ask? Well, we'll find out in a bit. But first things first, how you doing tonight, Curtis?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate to be with some verse music guests, which is super awesome. I've just been on like spiritual stuff so far, so just to get back into music, which is like home base, is so freaking awesome, man. I'm so happy to be here, man. Really am. Really am.
Glad to hear it, because music is what we do here. It's all we do here, and well, actually, no, we fucking discuss everything, but music's the main thing we do here. So, tell me, RoundtableRejects, what is that? Because that's a hell of a name, and I'm dying to hear what you guys do.
It's probably easier to say the things we don't do because dude, bro. We're just trying to save the world, man. One step at a time, one person at a time, one energy vibration at a time, one heart at a time. Our goal is to spread positivity, spread light, spread truth, spread awareness. Mostly though, is on the things going on behind the scenes in the world and the things that are going on right in your face that you can see but are still hidden, so every day is a battle, every day is a journey, but the number one thing is that we're doing it as a collective, that we're walking with our brothers and sisters, trying to make the world a place that we want it to be. That's where it is, man.
Well, there it is. That's damn straight. And of course, that link will be in the description in the podcast of this for all you guys to go check it out. And Harley says, "CJ, you rock." And yes, Harley, I'm okay. I just, I like to get theatrical in my shit. What can I say? I should have been a damn theater major. But as always, folks, we're here to talk music, and I know what you brought tonight, Curtis. Already, I know you didn't tell the guests yet, the audience yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. Well, what artist influenced you growing up? That's the question I'd love to ask everybody.
Dude, oh my gosh, man. Well, I was in the church a lot, so like a lot of gospel artists, Dietrich Haddon, William Murphy, a lot of gospel. And then I was always in chorus growing up as well, but of course I heard the songs on the radio. I'm a 2000s baby, so Drake was playing, Young Money was such a big thing when I was growing up. So that was like mainly the course of it. Like I would definitely get my outer exposures here and there to more pop music, and then I kind of started diving into things on my own and really like listened to my first solid album all the way through was like XXX. When he first was coming out, like I was listening to Screaming. And I was like, oh my gosh, bro, you could really make music like that. That's crazy. The energy behind it is crazy. And then that's kind of where I dived into like listening to my first full album, actually like listening to something. And then that's kind of when I like hit like a heavy depression. And when I hit that depression, that's kind of when I would say like music that's always been in my life came to save me.
Music is therapy. I say it all the time. It's music is the purest form of therapy. Okay. Apparently, Harley was saying that I'm just okay. She wasn't asking if I'm okay because she doesn't give a fuck. But she was asking. She was saying I'm just okay. Yeah. See, thanks, Harley. Love you too, boo boo. But well, Curtis, what album did you want to bring us tonight? And I gotta ask this with a serious look on my face. Why?
Okay, all right. Yes, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the album I brought, but I thought it would be okay, because this album really like was there in some parts. Like some parts of it was there. So I was like, man, I really appreciate this album. So it I wouldn't say it would be like, I don't know, like as a solid core album, like short, sweet, almost EP like album thrown together. It was probably the most like, whoa, this is something to me, because the person, there's a whole story behind the person that made it, and it was just, it's like, looking back on it, it was just like so inspiring. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll take this album and then kind of give my take on it, and then maybe you guys could kind of see why I chose that one.
Well, that's what we're asking. We're dying to hear why you chose it. Because
okay, all right. Okay, so this dude, he was first Filthy Frank, or Pink Guy. That was like his music name, and he was like this YouTuber, was doing something completely different. Of course, he would make like parody songs here and there, but like nothing real core with music. He wasn't like a super huge music guy, he just did music, it wasn't like serious, and then to being like, I'm big at YouTube, but be like one of the first ones to be like, I'm big at YouTube, but you know what, screw this YouTube stuff. I'm gonna make music, and I'm gonna drop this album. But not only am I gonna drop this album, I'm gonna make it real and depressing AF, and kind of see where that takes me, like a leap of faith kind of, and that just like really touched me in my life, because I was like, yo, I do so much of this stuff that's like, even though music's like always been there, I've always been on a path to where it was like, man, I'm just a spiritual guy. And then I was a wrestler, but still I was like spiritual S. And then that just kind of followed me my whole life. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to incorporate that in music, I don't see too much of that in the direction that I want to take it, at least in hip hop and maybe alternative, not really the same kind of energy that I want to bring. So I was like, man, let me try to incorporate this spiritual stuff into the music and see how far I could take that. So kind of like that leap of faith of, let me try something different, was just very inspiring. And I could honestly say the same thing with like X, when he went from doing like screamo alternative to hard rap, and then he just jumps and makes this crazy sad depressing album that's real as well, called 17. So like taking that jump from, okay, I'm doing this, and being like, you know what, F that, let me throw an album out there. That is like so fire to me, and that's kind of what I want to do. It's just build up to a certain point and be like, you know what, just scratch all of that stuff I was doing, I'm going to throw an album in here. So it was really cool.
All right. Well, and just because you didn't say it yet, what was the name of the album you brought?
It is In Tongues by Joji.
Yes, Mr. Joji. Okay, CJ, I'm gonna start off on this. I'm gonna start off on this right here. I didn't know what to think when I saw this album cover. I really didn't. Okay. My first question is, why does this freaking? You look at a Spotify picture, and I'm like, what? Or actually, no, his album cover. I'm like, why does this guy look like fucking Rufio from Hook on his album cover? Like, that's literally what it looks like. It's the Asian kid from Hook. But like, that was the first thing came to my freaking mind when I saw his album cover. And I'm like, and I listened to a few samples of it to try to get like a feel before I picked my album. And I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? That was my first impression. But I will say, I didn't hate it. I really didn't hate his music. The first couple songs, yeah, they got to good points at some point eventually, but the next few songs, because I mean, there's only 6 tracks in this, so it's not like it's a 16-minute freaking album. It's not like it's long, which thank God for small miracles. But it's not super long, and I mean, some of the songs I actually really enjoyed. I mean, it's nowhere near my type of music. I will say that right off the bat. I mean, as you might be able to tell later tonight, but it's nowhere near my type of music. So, I mean, it's a lot softer than I'm used to listening to, but I've plenty of guests in the 100+ episodes of this show I've done have brought similar artists. Pierce the Sky was brought on the show, which I know he's not exactly similar, but he's somewhat similar to me. So I mean, there's been a lot of artists like this I've had to listen to, and I've gotten used to it. I've mellowed when it comes to music. I don't expect to be freaking banging my head to everything, and honestly, it was a good way to start my workday, just listening to the 16 minutes of this, and I would honestly say I would go and listen to other stuff he's done. I would see what else he's done because of a couple songs on this and see if he did similar. I'm kind of curious to see where he goes. I mean, if he ends up doing some harder, I could honestly see him doing some harder, like I wouldn't say screamo because I hate screamo, but maybe some harder, like almost falling in reverse type, motionless in white type stuff. I could see him doing that maybe down the road, but he's got a while to get there. I mean, but this album wasn't horrible. I mean, In Tongues wasn't horrible. It really wasn't. I like his lyrics to some degree, and his music is pretty decent. It's just he speaks too soft, and that just turns me off a little bit. Usually, I don't know why. It's just a thing, but it was just the fact that he looked like Rufio from Hook, and I couldn't take him seriously once I saw that picture. I was like, why? Why? I mean, I love that movie, but why? But I'm dying to hear what my co-host thinks of this. CJ, what do you think?
Okay, first off, Rufio is Dante Brasco, and he's Filipino, not Japanese, like this guy. So learn your Asians.
I'm sorry.
I'm just fucking with you, bro. No, I'm actually good friends with one of Dante's family members. His whole family are entertainers, and Dante is like one of my favorite. You know, he was in Flesh and Bone with Michael Jai White. He's been in so many amazing movies where he's sort of been like the secondary guy, he's almost like a John Leguizamo type. You know, like he's great for that sort of secondary guy who can be goofy or funny or even serious. So I like that reference. As far as the music, it was strange to me. Much like you, not something I would probably have ever heard otherwise. I don't hate it. You know, even us metalheads and punk fans and hip hop guys need a chill moment sometimes. So, you know, this would be something like if I was, you know, while I would normally listen to like say Pink Floyd or some new agey stuff or even reggae, this wouldn't be terrible like at nighttime, like if I was just sort of, you know, just wanting to chill, no TV noise, no nothing. This wouldn't be horrible to listen to. I'd have to listen to more because the songs are really short, you know, so they go by really fast. And my biggest complaint, honestly, was the way it was structured going from one song to the next. There's not like a clean difference between the songs. Like the tempo kind of stays the same throughout.
I agree.
So as you're listening to it, you don't always notice that he's gone from like song 1 to song 2 to song 3. It just sort of blends together.
Well,
which isn't a bad thing.
CJ, here's the thing though. It could be a good thing, but I know it's a song. I know it's when the songs were changing because I kept checking like when the hell is this over? But
it's not a bad thing for this style of music because sort of the point of this music is to kind of blend You know, I don't want to call it new age music because it's not new age music. It kind of has some similarities of new age music, but you know, it's not really the same. But you know, when you're dealing with soft music, when you're dealing with, I don't know, well, let me rephrase that. When you're dealing with music that is more low key, I guess a term they use a lot is lo-fi. I hate the term just because to me, lo-fi implies that it's not recorded well.
Maybe like melodic.
Yeah, like, you know, they say hi-fi, lo-fi. So hi-fi music is supposed to be high fidelity, like high quality. And then they say lo-fi. So is that supposed to imply that the music isn't recorded as well as good? Because I know some lo-fi music that's actually recorded better than some of the hi-fi stuff. So it's, to me, it's kind of a misleading term. Like it's not a good term, I think, to use. There are some things that I've heard that are very lo-fi. This isn't bad. I love the fact that he's Japanese and Australian. Number one, it's a cool mix, and you know, it people's backgrounds always come in to their music, you know, so where you're from, what your background is, influences strongly who you are and what you love musically, whether you're from the South, whether you're from the North, East Coast, West Coast. You know, if you think that doesn't come into play in your musical tastes, in your upbringing, you're wrong. Whether you know it or not, you know, people from the South listen to music completely different than people from the North. East Coast listens to it different than the West Coast, just because you're brought up around different things. It's ingrained into your being growing up. You know, Northern people, I'm sorry, we don't know anything near as much about gospel music as folks from the South. Because folks from the South, you know, they got the gospel thing on lock, man. I mean, we got a few gospel people up in Detroit, but other than that, the good people, the Fred Hammonds of the world, never Southern folks, okay? So you let them do their thing and, you know, be good at what they do. The Kirk Franklins of the world, you know, Kirk's from Atlanta.
Excuse me, the fucking Elvis Presleys of the world, thank you.
Well, again, to my point, you know, I'm not going to look. If we're having a battle of the blues, let me make this simple. If we're having a battle of the blues, I don't care how good you play the blues from Detroit. I am never going to bet on that man against somebody who grew up from Clarksdale or Beale Street or anywhere in the Mississippi Delta. Okay, because it just ain't no comparison.
No,
okay,
that's true.
You could be Stevie Ray Vaughan, but if you go down to the Delta, you ain't got to be famous, because I guarantee you there are a whole ton of people like Christopher Kingfish Ingram who are going to whip that guitar out off the front porch, and they're going to whip your ass playing the blues. So, you know, it's just, that's the thing. So
that's true.
This, like I said, this isn't a bad record at all. It's different than what I would normally listen to. And I would have never heard it. So thank you for bringing it to my attention. Because I can't name anything where this would have popped up as a, you know, a lot of new music I discover is on YouTube. Okay, I'm listening to this, and then it'll have the videos on the side of stuff that's similar. I don't listen to anything where this would have popped up, I don't think.
No, I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I was trying to pick my album, I looked at the artists that are similar to this on Spotify. I did not recognize one fucking name. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, this is a no man's land genre. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is.
The only one I recognized was it had Tyler the Creator on there, and I know Tyler.
Oh, that's weird. That is weird.
Yeah, Yeah,
That's
like,
not even really that, though. That's not even
right.
the same
That's
thing.
where I was kind of like, or Tyler's not. I mean, Tyler he is a little bit,
yeah.
but not really. I mean, it's kind of like saying Chevette was similar to a Yugo. You know, I mean, it's kind of what they were going at, I guess. But
I mean, yeah. Exactly.
That's
I mean,
my thoughts in a nutshell.
Tyler the Creator, though, Jesus Christ! I only know 2 songs by him by heart, and they're songs that are about serial killers. So yeah, but
man, it's
that's crazy work.
Hip hop's in a bad place right now, man, because
it's been a bad place for like fucking 20 years. Who you can,
dude? I don't know who this UK cat is, the Skepta dude, but him going on TikTok saying I want to battle American rappers, and Joyner stepped up and he's like, I don't want to battle Joyner. I want to battle ASAP Rocky. I'm the best UK rapper. And I'm like, okay, if you're the best UK rapper and you think ASAP Rocky is your top tier battle person,
go back to the drawing board.
You ain't the best, bro, because ASAP's not even the C team over here. Like, and then he's like Joyner. And I was like, dude, Joyner's not even the B team. And he's like, I beat Joyner. And I'm like, but you didn't beat nobody. Joyner's good. He's not.
I'm sorry, but you ain't the best. You ain't the best UK rapper.
He's not Royce to 5'9". He's not Webby. He's not fucking Locksmith. He's not all of these guys that could literally eat you alive in a freestyle.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Violent J could take this kind of fucking freestyle, for God's sake.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm just like, you know, and then he's like, I got this guy, and this guy that'll beat any American rapper. And I'm like,
I'm sorry, but you're not the best
that's a losing battle from the start, bro. Like, you don't realize how deep and how personal
you aren't.
You know,
you are not the best rapper from the UK. You are not Pete and Boss. Pete and Boss are the best rappers from the UK.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a hip hop head. You know, like, I know my shit. I've never heard of this dude.
I mean,
he has some kind of songs that are decently known. Nothing crazy though. I don't even.
Yeah, like I mean, I know Mr. Green. I know, you know, what's his name? Pauly Scudda, something shit like that. I know Diamond. The what's her name? Miss Diamond or Gem or some shit like that. I know a few UK rappers, but I mean nothing that's gonna make me ever fear them battling US rappers, because the Americans are gonna take that shit to heart. Mm-hmm. And you better hope Jada and, you know, King Crooked don't take that shit to heart, because these are the guys that will take that shit personal and start fucking throwing volleys out there like, okay, you need to go back to your flat in London, wherever the fuck you from, bro, and rethink this shit, because, you know, like I said, I like Joyner. But if you think Joyner...
Before we restart the Revolutionary War here, folks.
Yeah, like if you think Joyner is like the top tier, bro, that you're going against...
Yeah,
you in for a long night, bro. Like,
man, I never even heard of Joyner, so that tells you something. And
no, but Joyner's decent. He can rap. He can rap. I will say that he's not nasty with it, but he can rap.
You open Reels and you can find on Facebook, and you can find somebody who can rap. It's not hard. It's not hard.
Joyner can rap. Joyner's thing is though, Joyner's sort of chill. Like Joyner chooses not to be that nasty dude. Like he has a little bit of sarcasm and a little bit of humor in his shit.
Have you ever heard of Dax?
He just did that new song with Will Smith for Will's new record. And you know, Joyner is what you get if you cross Will Smith and Eminem, basically. Like if Will Smith had M's word skills, that's what Joyner is. But Joyner chooses not to be nasty. Now, I'm sure Joyner probably can be nasty if he
really tried.
But it's not on the tier of, say, like what a King Crooked of what a locksmith, of what a Royce the 5'9" would do. Royce, I'll let you know right now, as the Detroit cat, fuck around and get Royce in this. Okay? Ask D12 how that worked out for D12 when they tried to fuck with Royce. And he released fucking Malcolm X.
Actually, CJ, you'll love this. I just was finishing up a bracket today I was making of rap diss tracks, top 40 something.
Wow.
And
exactly.
Royce the 5'9" is fucking on that shit with that song. But
dude, Malcolm X is one of the most nasty diss tracks ever. That shit he says about Bizarre, that's funny shit because I hate Bizarre. Like, I love every member of D12 other than Bizarre. Bizarre is just a fucking clown. Like, why he is in that group is beyond me.
Because he's the fat guy who has food when you're fucked up. That's why. But
he's fucking stupid.
He's
in Mars with King Gordy. King Gordy embarrasses him every fucking time. Like, why would you be in a group with someone who's 10 times better than you?
I ain't gonna lie. I like shit Bizarre's done with like Twisted and shit. I like his like guest verses, but that's it. I never listened to him. I listen to his discography ain't great, but yeah. I mean, I will say
I say it with my whole chest. Fuck Bizarre.
Getting us back on track though. I will say with Joe G that it's all good. I will say with Joe G that I'd like to see him do more. He needs to go in a direction. Either bring some metal into your shit. I mean, honestly, dude, he could possibly be the next Linkin Park if he brought some metal into his shit as well. It's possible.
I see him more like what he mentioned, like in the X vein. I can't ever say his name right. Like, what is it? Extension.
That's kind of like, I mean, not even gonna lie, that's kind of the direction he's like going in. Is like I wouldn't even say like maybe like emo pop would be the closest thing to it.
Yeah, please don't go that way, dude. You have so much more talent than those people do. My God, go either get metal or get some features on your tracks with some like gangsta ass rappers and like bring them into it. Have them spit. Have fucking Hobson spit a verse in your shit, dude. Like, come on. But I'll take that. But okay, I'm dying to hear Curtis. I mean, there are only 6 tracks on this album, so this is gonna be similar no matter how we do this. But what were your top 5 on his album?
Okay, so yeah. Pretty much I'll just name some of the favorites. Like Pills was a good one. I really like that one. Will He? I feel that one. It's kind of like I feel like those songs were just like kind of like heavy in our generation. You know, it was just like all we cared about was just like literally 808 and Heartbreaks. You know, it was kind of like stemming off of that. You feel me? Like we started when Heartless ended. You get what I'm saying? So it was kind of like that. Probably what I say like my favorite one is like World Star Money. Solely, oh my gosh, the instrumental is freaking disgusting. I'm a big sound guy. Like, dude, if you're gonna make a song, you better either be telling a story or making an experience that's gonna change me. Literally, like it has to be one of the two. You know, I need to hear like a story out of it that's gonna guide me somewhere, or an experience that's gonna change me. But I will say, like, I listened to that album and I wasn't the same after. I will say that. Like I've definitely felt things differently now. Like not like change my life, but like change the vibe, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I listened to this album today and I didn't change for one fucking bit afterwards, better or worse. But I mean, I got a top 5 though. I was going to get a top 5. I mean, that last track is that interlude is just like a joke, so I'm not even counting that one. But basically, it's 5 tracks. This album in my mind. My number 5 was Will He. I thought the album opened really fucking like slow, low, and not entertaining, at least in my mind. After that, it got a little better. My number 4 is Demons. That song was pretty dope. I enjoyed it. Number 3 was Pills. I love that he used, like, there's a song that Lil Wayne and Jelly Roll do called Our Love Song. And, like, you think the whole time they're talking about, like, a woman. And then they just at the end of the song they're like, "I love you, booze. I love you, weed. I love you, pills." Like he kind of was doing the same thing where it's like supposed to be like actually like a love song, but he's doing it about pills. So I appreciate the ironicness of that and the sarcasm behind it. So that song I enjoyed. My number 2 was Window. That Window had definitely some good flow to it, and he could have made it better, but what he did wasn't bad. My number 1 though, my God, as like the ending of this album, or at least what I'm counting as the ending, "Bitter Fuck" is one of that's the only song on this album that I actually put on my liked list on Spotify. But it's a fucking amazing song. Like I enjoyed the shit out of that song, and the fact that it's called "Bitter Fuck" just kind of like gave me a little smile. So yeah, "Bitter Fuck" is a pretty damn good song. But DJ, how'd you rate these?
I didn't write anything down. I was actually listening to this because I got so behind today. I was listening to this as I was driving home. So I didn't get a chance to write any songs down. So I would just say it got better as it went along.
Yep.
The opening was kind of slow, but it did get better as it went along. It was, to me, it was too short. Like it needed more something. And I can't put my finger on what it is, but it just, maybe it was just a song somewhere that sort of changed the pace overall. But I definitely agree with you as it changed. It's a record that changes the vibe for sure. In the sense that, if you're having a bad day, if you need to just do different mindset, this is a record that would definitely, give you a different mindset as far as, just from whatever. It's very chill to me. Like I said, I guess that's the best way to describe it. It really is, and I'm going to listen to it tonight as I'm going to bed just to kind of,
Well,
I'm really interested in like what it'll sound like because I've noticed there's been other records, Blue October, and I have their logo on my hand now. When I first heard Blue October, I fucking hated Blue October. And my buddy's like, "Oh, you're just not in the right frame of mind." And I was like, "Dude, there is no frame of mind I could ever be in to think Blue October was a good band." And for months, I hated Blue October. And then I was laying in bed one night and I had a playlist on, and one of their songs come on, and it was like, "Oh, this is a great fucking song."
Facts.
Okay, and I reached down and grabbed my phone, and I was like, "Fuck me!" And I was like, "Are you serious?" So of course I changed it to the Blue October. They're their top songs, and I'm laying there with the light off, just the light of the Bluetooth speaker and all of that, and I'm listening to their songs, and I'm just like, "This is fucking amazing." And I was like, "I fucking hate you, bro." Like, and then I called my friend, and I was like, "Dude, you fucking suck." And he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "You said I just wasn't in the right frame of mind." And, it literally, like, sometimes you just have to be in the right place with your brain in a different spot. With, like if you're listening to this and you're trying to work, you're trying to drive or anything else, I don't think you're going to get what this record is about.
Dude,
you've got to be.
No. I sat there with fucking headphones on, making brackets. Like literally something that takes.
That's what I'm saying. You were working.
No, I wasn't. I was making brackets for this fucking podcast. It wasn't like it's anything that takes any brain power at all. It's literally just copying and typing. And I got everything this album's about, and I'm just saying, like, it did. And I don't think it has that much of an impact.
Bro, this is definitely a pass out on the bed kind of thing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It definitely is.
I'm going to lay down tonight before I go to sleep. The lights off and just the LEDs kind of doing their thing, and I'm going to literally like lay down tonight with this vibe, and we're going to listen to this and see, do I hear more? Do I hear less? Do I hear the same? Because I love new music. I love especially different genres that I don't normally hear. I'm making a point of pride, and people know my music collection is 3.5 million with 100 plus genres. So, this is what I do. Everything about me is music. I don't put limitations on it, whether it's, metal, punk, hip hop, jazz, blues, reggae, classical, whatever. I'm going to listen to it and just sort of give you my opinion. So, I don't believe in being closed-minded when it comes to music. So,
yeah, which, it's I went first for a reason because I want to save CJ's album to last for reasons, not bad reasons, but reasons. You'll be surprised. Actually, I think you're actually gonna be surprised, CJ, when we get to your album. But we'll go to my album next because I did not know what to bring to your album. Like I really didn't know what the hell to compare it to. I was like, what the hell can I bring with this, even? Because it was short notice to begin with. Like it was only like a day before the show, so I'm like, shit, what do I bring to face this? So I'm like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Even if I thought about it for a day or two, I probably wouldn't have thought shit. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna look at the year it came out, 2017. Not a great year for music, in my personal opinion. I looked through all the albums that came out, and there was like two options that stuck out to me. I was originally gonna bring the Falling in Reverse album that came out this year, but I was like, you know what? I'm like, all right, that's my first option. Scroll further down the list, and I'm like, I saw something else. And I'm like, fuck, there is no other option now. There is no fucking other option. I have not brought this album yet, and the fact that I haven't is almost crucifying to me that I haven't brought this album yet. So I decided to bring Heaven Upside Down by Marilyn Manson because it's one of Marilyn Manson's. He goes through trilogies, in my opinion. He basically goes through each of his albums is like part of a trilogy. He did it originally with like the Antichrist Superstar trilogy back in the 90s, early 2000s. And then the trilogy he's on with Heaven Upside Down is one of my favorite eras of his music. He did so much great shit. He did a horrible trilogy between that and the 90s, 2000s era, but he did a horrible trilogy that wasn't great and loved by anybody, really. But this trilogy, it's fucking sacred. He just started a new one. I almost wanted to bring his new album, and I thought of him, but I'm like, nah, let's stick with the one that came out that year just because it's amazing and I haven't brought it on yet. I mean, Heaven Upside Down is just one of the best albums he's ever put out, like, in my opinion. It's just got so many great songs. And it's almost uplifting in a way, in my opinion. Like, just, at least to me, it uplifts me to some degree. And his instrumentals in it are fucking phenomenal. So I'm like, maybe that's kind of where I related to the album that you brought. I'm like, all right, the instrumentals are fucking pretty good. So I'm like, let's go with that. That's the best I could do for this album that he wanted to bring. So, dying to hear it, Curtis. What do you think of this album? I mean, I almost can guarantee you're not a Marilyn Manson fan to begin with, but I want to hear what you thought of this album.
Man, okay, so Marilyn Manson. Definitely not at all my first encounter with like some heavy rock, but first encounter with Marilyn Manson. Like I had a whole breakdown, and then like if I'm really gonna listen to an album, I kind of want to see who that person is, you know. So I see that he's like from Ohio. He was raised Christian. He spent a little bit of time in Florida making music, and I can kind of see that a little bit in his music. So it was just super cool. So a little bit of the breakdown. Honestly, this is pretty dope to me because like I'm such a sound guy, and for me to be like a devoted I carry my cross every day. So to listen to this was just like something freaking phenomenal. And I feel so bad because my favorite song, my number one, would definitely be Satan. That junk is fire. That's undeniably fire because dude, the raw emotion, bro, plus like the delivery in his beliefs. So like there was so much energy behind that song, and you could tell that he felt that song. Like, and then not only that, just the thinking about the genre of rock itself, that was like on the freaking button of like, I need to see that in performance. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of what a good rock song, that is what a good rock song would make you do, is be like, man, I need to see them perform this. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my number one.
I've never seen Manson live. Like, that's a shame of mine. I was supposed to go see him and Slayer when I was a senior in high school, but my parents wouldn't let me go to New York City by myself. So, like I wasted their money on the ticket because they gave me the credit card to buy the ticket, and then they just kind of backed down on it when they realized where it was, because we live like 2 hours north of the city. So they wouldn't let me drive down there by myself. Like, I was supposed to see him and Slayer live. Like, you know how fucking amazing that concert would have been. Like,
Facts.
but I never got to do it. I never have seen him live, and it's literally the biggest regret of my fucking life is not seeing him live. I've been into him for 20 years easily now, and Marilyn Manson speaks volumes when he sings. He speaks volumes in every word he says, and he's one of the greatest like music makers I've ever heard. Not just his lyrics, not just his extremism, but I mean, you were a 2000s kid, so I'm sure you heard of Marilyn Manson before this, at least. Like, you knew the
100%.
name. Yeah, I'm like, you know the name. You're a 2000s kid. He was huge in the early 2000s, and he's been huge ever since. There's always something in the news about him, whether it's a fucking lie or something that actually he did. But there's always something about him going on in the news every year. So, I mean, his newest thing was these fucking charges he got brought for in court that he beat, 100% beat, because he didn't do it, most likely. Or maybe he did. Who the fuck knows? He's a creepy guy. But, I mean, I love him, but he's a creepy motherfucker. I mean, that's the musicians I like, though, is a creepy motherfucker. So, it's right my alley. But this album is just perfection to me. And when I get to my top 5, I got comments on more. But I don't think I've ever actually, in the years I've been working with CJ, I don't think we ever have talked Marilyn Manson. So, I'm actually dying to hear what you think. I'm worried now. That's a smile.
I'm not a Manson fan. Some of my worst memories from the 90s and 2000s are attached to his music and people who were fans of his. But with that being said,
there's a story behind that I want to hear sometime, but okay.
It's so I dated this girl.
Oh, there it is.
From about 97 to about 2003. Her friends were massive Korn and Marilyn Manson fans, and they were terrible people.
It tends to be a case.
Wannabe goths, because much like everything else, when it involves music, I like to know what it is. So I'm not going to say I'm a punk fan unless I know what punk actually is. I'm not going to say I'm a goth unless I know what goth actually is. I'm not going to say I'm a reggae fan unless I know what reggae was founded on, based on, and what it's supposed to, bring to the table. These kids or these people from that era who attached themselves to this goth image, who didn't know the first thing about what goth actually was.
I could see that.
I know goth. Oh, well, what's your favorite Baja song? Who's Bajas?
Bela Lugosi's dead. Easy question.
Go away. You're not a goth fan. If that's like saying I'm a hip hop fan and then saying you don't know who KRS-One is, you don't know who Rakim is, you don't know who Run DMC is. Okay,
this is the police.
So here's the thing. Like, I had all of these people around me at that time who were rich, white, pretentious Becky that were essentially just latching onto the newest cool thing. Which was Manson at the time.
CJ,
and,
I 100% agree with your hatred for these people. But those type of girls got me laid a lot in high school and college, so I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate on them.
It just, to me, when I listen to Manson, it kind of takes me back to that moment, and it's just like.
But I mean, I get that, but this is not the same Manson as back then.
But let me finish. I did listen with an open mind. I did listen to this with an open mind because I literally have not listened to Manson since. Hollywood, I think was the last.
The original trilogy. That's the last album, the original trilogy.
So Hollywood, I think, was the last one. Or no, Mechanical Animals. That was his third one, right? It was his third or fourth record was the last one I listened to.
Mechanical Animals is technically his second record because his first was a standalone. So it was the middle album in that trilogy.
Yeah, anyways. Whatever one had Coma White on it, that was the last one.
Mechanical Animals. I brought it on the show back in Chancy days.
Anyway, that was the last Manson record that I seriously listened to or was forced to listen to. So I did listen to this with an open mind just to see, so
how he's changing in like 15 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not completely horrible. I don't hate it. Still don't care for his image all that much. But musically, I'm not ready to, for lack of a better term, I'm not ready to burn him at the stake, let's say.
Wow.
So,
okay. I will be bringing his newest album on eventually, and
I've heard that one. It's not terrible.
His newest album is, I mean, I don't care what side of the political parties you side with. His newest album hits on the current culture in America so fucking well that, and it sounds like his '90s stuff. Which, if you're not a fan of his, you don't get that. But it sounds like his newest album sounds like his '90s stuff, and it's incredible. Like his newest album is, I actually had it picked for a guest back when Jamie was my co-host still, and that guest didn't show up, so we never got to do it. But I will bring it on eventually. One Assassination Under God is, oh my god, it's musicism. It's a musicism to me at least. But I'll bring it on eventually.
I'm going to say this right now. If you listen to music, if you're listening to music with a political mindset, first off, you've already lost the battle. Secondly, you're stupid to me. Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now, politically, I agree with very little of what Henry Rollins says. But I think Henry Rollins is a fucking god among men. I adore that man with everything, and God bless him for being Henry fucking Rollins.
You gotta listen for the music. You gotta listen for the music, not for the politics. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. You can't go into music expecting to hear one thing and not listen.
If I didn't listen to somebody that I like just based on the fact that I don't agree with them politically, I wouldn't listen to 3/4 of what I love. I wouldn't listen to the Dropkick Murphys. I wouldn't listen to Green Day. I wouldn't listen to KSR1. I wouldn't listen to X-Clan. I wouldn't listen to Public Enemy. Public Enemy's new record just come out. Fucking brilliant. Best Public Enemy record in 20 years.
The fact they're still putting out music, it makes me so happy. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can't listen to music politically. I just can't. Because it defeats the point of, one, you're closing your mind, and you never do that with music. And two, how do we learn if we don't put ourselves in uncomfortable situations to learn? That's how you grow as a person.
True.
To put yourself in situations where you're forced to learn about people. You're forced to learn about new culture, new food, new policies, new living situations. You know,
Exactly. I mean, I agree. And this Manson album was just, to me, it's fire. It's fire. It hits on a lot of things that are going on right then in 2017 in the world. And Manson's good at that. Manson's like South Park. He's good at hitting on the button of what's going on right now and making an album based off that. And that's what he does. And he's a phenomenal artist for that reason. I did bring two honorable mentions to this. I limited myself because I could have honestly brought the whole album on and ranked it, but I just like, you know what? I'm gonna be extra critical of this shit because it's my album, and I'm not gonna let Manson, take me away to a place that I want to go right now. My first honorable mention is Jesus Crisis, the fucking amazing song, and it kind of hits on what's going on with religion in 2017 a lot. So I was down for that. I mean, the whole album is a kind of a commentary on religion, in my opinion. But my other honorable mention was Heaven Upside Down. I mean, that whole chorus of Spin Me Around, this is Heaven Upside Down. It's kind of, it's a comment on relationships. It's a comment on freaking religion. I love it. My number 5 was Threats of Romance, which I never really got into that song until today. Because it never hit me like it did today. And today it was just kind of like, I don't know, it hit me in a special way. And I was like, whoa. I'm like, why have I not recognized this album, this track for what it is before? My number 4 is the single from this album, and it had a great music video with 4 nuns carrying machine guns. And as they're walking down the street, they strip down their freaking bras and panties, which is all types of fun. But my number 4 is We Know Where You Fucking Live. Like, it's a fun song. Like, it's a fun song, and it's Manson. It's 100% Manson. No other artist could pull this off. It's 100% fucking Manson, and I love him for it. My number 3 was Satan. Satan is a fun song, and because he's saying, like, yeah, it's spelled SAY10. So he's literally saying say 10. But you know what he's doing, and that's why I love it, because it's just such Manson to hit on that, but not actually say, like, Hail Satan. Like, he's basically making fun of people that do.
Dude, but it's even deeper than that, bro. Like, they literally call Christ, like, the number 10 because of the 10 tribes of Judah. Like, so it's like an even breakthrough on that, bro. Like, there's so many ways that can go, bro. It's so fire.
I mean, Manson knows religion. I'm not going to deny that. He knows religion. He knows the folklore behind it, and he knows what he's saying. My number 2 was Blood Honey. I keep saying this should be the theme song for Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey movie. I keep saying that should be like the theme song for it. But Blood Honey is a great song. The music is great, and the lyrics are great. And it's just an overall amazing song. My number 1, because I like the message behind it, is it's about relationships, and it's about, like, trusting the person you're with. My number 1 is Kill For Me. And I love, like, the almost techno beat to it. Like, that whole techno beat in the chorus of, like, would you kill for me? Like, it's just, that beat is fucking incredible.
Man, I don't mean to interrupt, but I had such an issue with Kill For Me when I was listening to it, man. It was like, it wasn't hard enough for me. Like, I was feeling like with the song title like that, and then, like, him being who he is, I was expecting, like, more to, like, bloodlust in the song, like something like crazier. Like, I wanted something like that was gonna blow me away. Yeah, honestly, like, I just wanted something that was gonna be, like, absolutely brutal.
I mean, but he's not that person anymore. In the 90s, he was in his 20s, and he was young and angry. He's not that. He has been that person for a long time. He's an actor now. He's done multiple shows. He's done multiple movies. Like, he's refined. I mean, at this point in his career. So, I mean, 2017, he's already refined. He's even more nowadays. Now his music is political more than anything. But he's not the same person he was in his younger days. I will say that. But I mean, I love Voids Become, so I'm not going to hate on it. Kill For Me, the just the beat in it is amazing. Like it's just such a catchy song. Like you won't be loving me unless you kill for me. Like that's just amazing lyrics right there. But it means like basically, would you do everything for your significant other? Would you do anything to make their lives easier? Like that's what it means to me. So I kind of respect what he's become. But what are your top 5, Curtis?
Yeah, number 1 was Satan. Number 2 was Tattooed in Reverse. The intro was phenomenal, and I just love the spatial atmosphere of the music. Number 3 was Saturnina, Leah. That was a good one. I really liked the riffs on it, and then the production was like freaking phenomenal. Especially the production at the end. Number 4 would be the Jesus Crisis, because oh my freaking gosh, the bridge, bro. Oh my gosh, the energy in the bridge was just insane. Super heavy, super hardcore. I freaking love that. Like I love when artists like really put what they freaking got, and for lack of better words, just sling it, man. Just really sling it, bro. And then they have Blood Honey for number 5, because I really respect the punk vibes in it. It was a little bit of punk, and I've come to learn to respect like the punk vibe of rock in general, because that's super, like just punk in general is just super rock and roll. And then like I did put honorable mention We Know Where You Live, just because the little bit of esque in the outro as well. I really like that. And then like my only critique would be Kill for Me. And then the fact that the kind of punk vibes that I like from it would probably be because of I don't know, like when I listen to people listen to punk music in Florida, that's kind of like his punk vibes are kind of like the vibes they're listening to. So I could just see how he took inspiration from when he was here and he first started really in Fort Lauderdale, like after he was studying his music, like how he like took things from it and kind of like grew from that. Like I could definitely see the inspiration. So it was just like very like wow, like him as an artist is wow. I wish I got to see like the evolution of him like you did, so you could really appreciate the whole storyline. And I would love to probably check out that his newest album and see like the evolution from then and there. That probably be
It's
cool.
the new album is very political and very awesome. Like One Station Under God. You're
There's
as
a
sick
second part coming to that one though.
as A Secret Within, another single off the album. Like he's talking about abortions in that fucking song. So it's deep. Like his newest album gets a little deep.
Wow.
I enjoy the fuck out of it though. But CJ, what were your top 5 of Marilyn Manson's album?
So there were 3 main songs off of this one that kind of stuck out to me. The rest were decent. First one was Kill for Me. Just had that vibe that was cool. Catchy vocally. Second one was Blood Honey. I liked the little weird sort of piano that's in it. I don't. That piano that's kind of underneath the vocal line.
It's deep. It's deep. The whole like you say you only want me when you're inside. Like that shit's deep. Like,
but the piano, it's almost like, I don't want to call it like a honky tonk style, but it has almost this, jangly sort of piano thing that is on a different key than the rest of the song. And it kind of makes it stand out a little bit without being offsetting. So it's cool. The third one is Threats of Romance. I like to change up in it, the beginning, and then it kind of, has that change of pace in it where he, kind of with the hook and all that. So that one wasn't bad. Those are the main 3 that kind of stood out to me. The rest were just kind of typical Manson songs. So, they kind of just in one ear and out the other, sort of. I mean, the one thing I will say about this record, and I think a lot of people miss or don't know, his guitar player, the guy who produced this record, is Tim Scald, who started out in a band called Shotgun Messiah as a bass player. And he also has his own band that's similar to Manson, sort of a cross between Manson and KMFDM. And Tim is a phenomenal producer. So I did notice that listening to this record, I don't think this record would have been nearly as good without Tim's production. Tim is one of the names you don't know unless you're a big fan of like electronic based industrial type music. But people that are fans of the genre,
he's done a lot with Marilyn Manson in the 2010s and 2020s.
He did like I think 3 or 4 records. But Tim is a freaking genius.
And he's done remixes of Motionless in White songs and whatnot too. I know him by name alone because he's just fucking all over the place in metal.
Yeah.
But CJ, what album do you want to bring?
So I tried to find something that was sort of in line with what he brought, and I couldn't think of anything like off the top of my head that had that same sort of vibe, without like getting into like weird new agey stuff. And I didn't want to like bring some, like Tangerine Dream or something that didn't have vocals or have that same. I brought the band Pendulum. They're an Australian band. They started as drum and bass. They've sort of taken on a more rock element with their newer stuff. This was the first record that they had a little bit of the rock element. But I'm a massive fan of Pendulum because they remind me a lot of like Cell Dweller and Scandroid. And, they walk that razor's edge between like synthwave and electronic and rock. And some of their shit is just super chill a little bit, with a vibe. And then some of it is really bombastic. So I love how they kind of mix the songs to have a lot of stuff going on within their music.
Which I'm dying to hear, Curtis. What did you think of CJ's album?
Dude, oh my gosh. Well, both of these albums, man, were just like, dude, something completely different. This one, like, especially because I've definitely heard like EDM, rave, party music, all that kind of stuff. But Pendulum itself as a band has just like came off super, super authentic, and with their authenticity, it showed that it's very versatile. Like they're authentic in so many different ways. Like no track really brought the same energy. It was all like something new, something tingling to the ears. So like I definitely saw like influence in like that kind of rave kind of that it's like brought over into probably even to that community with the drums, with the electric technology. And then so like rating wise, I really like Different. That was my number one because it just had that realm of sound. It made me feel like I was just in a galactic disco.
Yeah.
Visions was really good. Man, that one had me like hooked from the start. As soon as it started playing, I was like, "Oh, this is good." And then oh my gosh. So this is kind of where I was the entire time. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like music for aliens." Like that's kind of where I was at. Yeah. So the other side was my number 3. It was also pretty good. I could see that being in a concert. Mutiny, I really like the lyrics. It said "into the maze through your reflection." Yeah, that was really cool. I really like that. I looked at it as like looking into either you could look at it as you're literally your mirror person, which you're staring at, or literally like your shadow self, you know, the other side of you, the darker side of you, you know, because we all have that lighter side and that darker side, at least in my perspective. And I also really respected Midnight Runner. It kind of gave me like some old school Geometry Dash. Like when I was a kid growing up, we used to play Geometry Dash, which like you would play this little phone game and just like the music's going crazy, and it gave me that vibe. I'm like, oh, this needs to be in a video game. The only thing that I would say that I felt like I needed more of was just that rock-esque, you know. The lyrics were there, but like maybe in different albums they have a little bit more of that. But the lyrics were definitely there, so like I could still like see some of it. And then and also like the sound is, I don't know if they've just like been accustomed to the sound or they just been doing their sound for a little bit. It was a very industry sound, if I may say so. It was a very like industrial sound. So like I don't know if they've just been like in the industry for a while and they're like, okay, so we have our sound and let's just market it now. And then that's kind of where it led or what. But that was my opinion on it. That was like really cool seeing. So like thank you for that recommendation. Definitely opened my eyes even more to music, which was freaking awesome. Yeah, man.
All right,
so
DJ.
There's a person, and I don't remember who it is. You have to look it up. They took one of the Pendulum songs and they mixed it with Carry On Wayward Son as a mashup. And dude, it is like one of the coolest. It turns Carry On Wayward Son into this sort of electronic type song. And your brain is saying this should not work, but this might be the coolest thing I have ever freaking heard. So just it's on YouTube as Pendulum versus Carry On Wayward Son. And I want to say it's I can't even think of who it is. I want to say it's DJ Lobster Dust. I think that did it, but
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna have to check that out when after. Yeah, that'd be dope.
It's such a great mashup. For me, this was a great. Their first record was more drum and bass, so it was much more electronic. The drum triggers on the first one were really crazy. So it really had a like that rave vibe to it. This one, they started down the path. There's more rock or elements in their newer stuff. Honorable mentions for me were different.
Wait, whoa. I gotta give my review of this shit first. Well, okay. I shouldn't say shit.
Talk to us, please.
Like I shouldn't say shit, but when I first hit play this album, I didn't know what to expect. I never heard of this band. Never heard of Pendulum. So I didn't know what the fuck to expect. And their Spotify literally says for the description of the band, Apocalypse soundtracks. And I'm like, okay, that's badass, but
yeah.
What the fuck are they? And Jesus, I started off and I was like, no, don't make this another The Prodigy. Don't make this another techno band that Chance used to bring all the time. And I was like, no. And then it got into it. And I was like, this is not horrible. Not horrible. Not at all. I can 100% deal with this. And then it got into it some more. And I was blown away. I was headbanging to this fucking band today, and I can't. And like, I can't explain why I loved it so much, but this band blew me away. I'm like saying it to people I work with, like, you have to check out this fucking band. This band is incredible. I'm like, I never heard of them, but they're freaking incredible, and they do good shit. Like, it's so yeah. Once again, CJ surprises me and blows me away with something I don't know. So, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I really shouldn't. Fuck you, Light. I really shouldn't. But it kind of just worked. Like, it took me a while to get through the whole album, but it worked. Like, I enjoyed the shit out of this album, and I followed the freaking band on Spotify so I can check out other shit they've done. So overall, I enjoyed the hell out of it. But yes, CJ, now you can give your top 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they've the new Cyberpunk game. I think they have 2 songs on the soundtrack for the new Cyberpunk game. So, you know, you kind of that's sort of where they've gone direction wise musically on the newer records is sort of like a cyberpunk. So honorable mention, Different, and then Mutiny. The song Mutiny, I consider that to be like synth punk, because it really does have a punk vibe to it, but it's very synthwave oriented. But they've gone sort of that style, but with more guitars and more of an industrial, like Manson type of style, for their new stuff. So, you know, imagine Marilyn Manson performing Mutiny, and that's kind of where they've gone on the new records. Number 5 for me is Granite. Cool song, like the vocals. Number 4 is The Other Side. The Other Side I love because I love that it has the double bass lines in it. It has the 808 basses, but it also has the actual regular bass line that's played in it, on top of each other. And they're different. The way they're like half a, what do I say? They're like half a second off of each other, to where they're kind of in time, but they're not in time. So I really dig like the rhythm part, I guess, of that song. Propane Nightmares is my number 3. Number 2 is Showdown. Showdown is a great way to start a record. I mean, it's so much energy. But my favorite is The Tempest. I love the way it starts out, and it just builds. You know, like it starts out with, you think it's going to be a mellow song, but then the guitars kick in, the drums kick in, and it just becomes this like massive sounding song. And it is their most popular song, literally to the point. They do special 45 vinyl pressings, and they throw them to the crowd during their shows. So if you ever go to one of their shows, one of the main goals is to be up front so that you can catch one of these 45s of the Tempest pressings. And they go for quite a bit of money online. So,
Wow.
But yeah, I love Pendulum. They're one of them bands that I play in the car a lot. Them and Cell Dweller are both, they get you hype. It's good driving music, man, to where it, it has that bass and that vibe that, you can just really.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, ever on a long car trip, I just need to turn on something to rock out to. It would be that. Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
And actually, CJ did bring Seldor on in the show like a long time ago, but he did bring Seldor on. One of Dweller's albums. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit. But
dude, Clayton is my fucking hero, bro. Like Clayton is just a guy's like, there's not even proper words to describe.
Well, I do have two honorable mentions for this album. My first honorable mention is Showdown. Opening track was pretty fucking good. The video made it better, honestly. Watching 2 chicks fight, chick fight, fuck yeah. So, 100% video made it better, but Showdown's a good track. Different was my other one mention. Different's a good track. See, this band's I've been getting into Sleep Token this week. I never listened to them before, and I've finally been getting into Sleep Token. And this band kind of reminds me of Sleep Token in the way that it takes a while for their songs to actually hit. Like, their songs go like 2 minutes in, then finally, like, you hear the guitar or the drums kick in, and it's like, There it is. There's the fucking good shit. So, I mean, my number 5 was Mutiny. That was a fun fucking song. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
He has a Harry Potter tattoo behind his ear.
And I would
I didn't notice that.
And I would love to hear fucking Mutiny done by Marilyn Manson. Thank you. But my number 4 is The Other Side. That song was when this album really started hitting me. The Other Side's a freaking amazing track. My number 3 was Midnight Runner because it reminded me almost of like a Stephen King book or something along those lines with the storyline of it. And my number 2 was Propane Nightmares because I immediately, as soon as I saw that name of that track, I was like, I'll sell propane and propane accessories. Like that's immediately what I thought when I heard that track, saw that track name. King of the Hill came to my mind right away. Coming back in August, actually, thank God. And I like Propane Nightmares. It kind of had like an Inspector Gadget theme song beat to it, like the whole. Like that's kind of the beat it had. But my number 1, of course, is the fucking Tempest. The Tempest is one of the best tracks I've heard in a long freaking time. So, I'm definitely gonna check out this band more. CJ, it was an amazing band, and Pendulum. I'm dying to see what else they did. But, well, folks, we've done a long one tonight, but we brought you your albums 3. Curtis, I hope you had a good time.
Dude, this was awesome, man. Oh man, got to pick up some new tunes, man. Of course, it's gonna take me on and inspire me for my next upcoming projects, man. 100%, brother. Yes, sir.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And of course, I say it's most guests, but you're always welcome back. Anytime you want, anytime you got something new to push, promote, you're always welcome back on.
Oh, fire! Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And definitely, if you like this record, check out Scandroid. You'll love them.
Scandroid?
Scandroid, yeah.
Scandroid.
Scandroid.
Heard.
It's by this guy named Clayton, and he also does Cell Dweller, and it's fucking, oh my god, dude! It is like, like if a video game could come to life musically, that's what Scandroid is, man. It's like, post-apocalyptic synthwave video game music, man. It's like, just.
Well, Curtis.
I know this whole time I've just been taking notes on new music to listen to. So. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Well, Curtis, where can they find you and your projects?
Roundtable Rejects on every platform, guys. Roundtable Rejects 111 on the Instagram. Pretty much everything's linked there, as well as roundtablerejects.com. That's the website where you could buy merch. Check out our music as well, guys. A lot of different products are being sold on there too. New track released music-wise is Cry Out. So, guys, stay tuned for more music as well. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure and an honor, guys. Thank you so much.
It was our pleasure. CJ, where can they find you?
Music God CJ Plain .rocks is the website. Trying to point everything there. But if you go on YouTube, you can find the Noise Report with a Z. You can find Music God Reacts, my music reactions. Or if you go on any of the other things, you can find the Loud List. That's where we do the top 10 lists that rock. Any kind of top 10 list your brain can imagine. We have done it. 90s jams, country music, movies that suck, movies that are great. We're getting ready to do a Conspiracies 31, me and Jeremy, which is going to be a new thing for me because that's more his bag than mine. But Harley and I we just did the 90s jam one that's going to come out. That was a blast to do. Talk about going down the rabbit hole. Man, you start thinking about all those songs from the 90s that you loved and haven't listened to, and you start going off in a million different directions of, all of that. So, yeah, just type in what you see on the screen and you'll see my ugly mug, sadly.
And folks, you can find both your musers as part of Maniacal Music Musings. Facebook, we're promoted by a fellow called Squatchy Largefoot. On X and the Gram, we're at Juggalo Bastard. And on YouTube, Maniacal Music Musings. See every episode we've ever done there. Only place to do it. So go check it out. And we'll be back tomorrow with our guests that was supposed to be on last week. So till then, have a good time, everybody. And we'll see you next time.